Hello everyone, welcome to this JMeter tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn how to create a database test plan in the JMeter, and also we will see how we can test the performance of database queries. So let's begin. First, let's understand the test scenario we have. So we have to test the performance of our database queries. Okay, so this is our target, this is our goal. Okay, now for this particular tutorial, I am using a very simple query here, which is select static from city. Okay, this is the query I will be using for this particular tutorial, and this query will actually return us all the data present in this particular table. Okay, now let me open the database here, and I have this database here and the name is world, and I have a table called city. Okay, so let's run this query and see are we getting some data or not, or what kind of data we are getting from this particular query. So this query is actually returning us all the data present in this particular table. This table has name, country code, district and population, and there are so many records available here. Okay, now we need to test the performance of this particular query. Okay, now go back to the documentation here. First, what we need to do is that we need to configure our JMeter. Okay, the main important thing is that we need to download a connector from this particular website. Okay, this is a MySQL connector. I'm using MySQL here, so that's why I need a connector here. Okay, now this connector will help JMeter to connect with my database. So this is my database here, so it will help JMeter to connect with my database here. So that's why first step is always to have this jar file, because we will go in this particular URL. Okay, we will download the jar file and we'll place that jar file in the JMeter folder. Okay, and in the JMeter folder we will be placing this file in the JMeter/lib folder, and then we will restart our JMeter. So this is the configuration before we start with performing the database testing. Okay, now copy this URL from here and open this URL in the browser. Okay, so this is a website from where you can download MySQL connector. Okay, here you have an option to select between the operating systems, but my recommendation is that you should go with the platform independent version of this one. Okay, so for that, click on this one here, select platform independent, click on this one. Now from here you need to download the zip file from here. Okay, this one, mysql-connector-java-8.0.25.zip. click on this one. Okay, and click on no thanks, just start my download. So it will start downloading your zip file. So once it would be downloaded, you just need to extract this one. Okay, so after extracting you will have a folder. So this is a folder. Okay, and you need to open this folder here, and this is a jar file which we need to place in the JMeter. So you need to copy this file and you need to move to the JMeter. Okay, so let's suppose you need to copy from here and you need to go to your JMeter directory. Okay, and in the library you need to paste here. Okay, so this file is already in my system. Okay, so that's why it's saying that replace the file or something like that. Okay, so I'm not doing any action on this one right now, and let me show you that I have already this file. Okay, MySQL connector. Yeah, so here this one. Okay, so once you paste this file here, okay, then you need to restart your JMeter. After that, now JMeter will be able to connect with your database using this MySQL connector. So this is the first step you need to do before you actually start writing the database performance scripts. Okay, now open the documentation again and see what steps we need to perform here. So our first step would be to add a thread group. Okay, then after that we would be adding the JDBC connection configuration, and then we will add JDBC request. So now what is this JDBC connection? So first we need to connect with the database, right? So this is the reason we have this configuration. We need to do the configuration in the JMeter. And once we have established a successful connection with the database, then we need to execute a query. So writing a query would be a part of this JDBC request. And after that, we will be adding the listener so that we can see either we are getting the proper responses or not. So these are the first steps which will we do right now to create the script. So open the JMeter here and add the thread group, go to add threads, add a thread group here, and from thread group go to add, go to config element and go to this JDBC connection configuration. Okay, click on this one. Now go back to the thread group again, add, go to the sampler, add this JDBC request. Okay, now again click on thread group, go to add, go to listener and add a summary report. Okay, now first what will we do is that we need to configure JMeter so that JMeter can connect with the database. Okay, so open this JDBC connection configuration here, and we have so many things here, but the important things are to provide the variable name. Okay, and then we have this database connection configuration. The other configuration are basically regarding to the delays, waits, auto commit, and these kind of activities you can do if you want. Furthermore, if you want to validate that this JDBC connection configuration is working fine, you can validate using a query here as well. Okay, right now the important thing is that we need to provide a name. So I am giving a name here as database test. Okay, and I'm copying this name from here, and you need to go to this JDBT request. Okay, and again you can see that we have this variable name here. So the variable name here is the same name which we have defined in the configuration. Okay, so now what is the reason for this? So reason is that this JMeter will know that this connection will execute this request. Okay, so that's the reason we are pointing or having the same variable name in both. Okay, now just go to this database connection configuration here. Okay, and here we need to provide the database URL, JDBC driver class, username and password of your database. Okay, so now what is the URL and how you can define that? Let me open the document here. So the pattern here is that you need to provide the keyword called JDBC colon, I'm using MySQL, so I'm using MySQL colon, and the URL of your database. So the first part is the URL of your database. Okay, and then slash your particular database, and we need to set profile SQL equals to root so that it can be accessible. Okay, I'm copying this one from here and pasting it here in the database URL. Now as I'm using MySQL, so I would be selecting a driver which is related to MySQL. So com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Click on this one. I'm using as root and my password here, and this is how you can configure this one, right? So we are now ready to connect with my database and execute a query. Now go to this JDBC request here, and here you need to select what kind of a query you will gonna use for this particular scenario. So if you click on this drop down here, it will say select, update, commit, rollback, whatever you want. Okay, so I'm using the select query. So let me copy the query from here. That was very basic one. Okay, let me copy this one and let's it paste here. Okay, we have some parameter values, parameter types. You don't need to worry about those at this moment. We will cover those in our upcoming sessions. But right now we are good to go with this execution here. Go to this thread group. This is one user, 1 second. Okay, all good. Now execute this one and see either we are getting some data or not. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so there is one sample. We are getting some average, minimum and maximum time against this request. Okay, now if I increase the number of threads here, okay, and run it again, so let's see how many samples will get executed. So 10 samples got executed and we got the results here. And if I go here, okay, now the problem here is that we are not sure either this query got actually executed or not, right? So because here right now we don't see the execution of the query. Okay, So how you can ensure that one? For that, you need to go to the thread group here, click on add, go to the listener and add view results tree. Okay, now clear the results and execute again. Here you can see that our request got executed, and if I click on this JDBC request here, okay, the response code is 200. This means success. Okay, now if I click on this response, before response data, just click on request. You can see that our request is basically a select query which we provided here in the JDBC request. And if now I click on response data, so you can see that we are getting a proper data from the database table. Okay, so if I go here into any of the requests, you will find the data. So this means that we have successfully established a database connection. We are successfully able to execute a query, and we also added a number of threads who were actually executing this query. So that's how you can actually do the performance testing of your database queries. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. We hope that you have learned something today. If you like our content, do subscribe our channel, like, share and comment. Once again, thank you so much and see you in the next lecture.